Hey, welcome to Office Chats by Breakroom Budo. Today we are exploring the topic of mentorship and mentors. And I believe that there are at least 4 different type of mentors that we all encounter in our careers. But a lot of times people think that a mentor is just a one singular idea. There's one type of mentor that we should always have. But I'm going to push back a little and challenge you to think a little bit deeper. And as you listen to this episode, think about a couple of people who have come into your lives as mentors and see if you can place them in these specific buckets so that you have a more detailed picture of the type of mentorship that you currently have in your life, that you have had in your life, and that you might need as you move forward in your career. Enjoy the episode.
You guys sent us some super interesting stuff from Breakroom Buddha, all about different types of mentors.
Yeah.
Should be fascinating. I think we can decode the secrets to building, like, your A-team for career success.
Absolutely. And, it's funny because I think so often we think about mentorship in kind of this one very singular way.
Yeah.
And the truth is there are so many different types of support that you need at different points in your career.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm intrigued already. This article we got, it breaks down these 4 key mentorship roles.
Okay.
And the first one that it jumps right into is the sponsor. And this isn't just like your average cheerleader, right? This is next level.
Yeah, exactly. Think of a sponsor like almost like they're your secret weapon, right?
Yeah.
They're not just guiding you. They're opening doors you didn't even know existed.
Wow.
These are people with influence. These are people with, they have a seat at the table, they've got the clout, and they're putting their reputation on the line to advocate for you.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's like having somebody you can say, like, this person, they're the real deal, and people actually listen.
Right. Exactly.
Because they've got that power behind them.
Yeah, they've got the social capital.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Then we got the coach.
Okay.
Which feels very action-oriented, very, like, tactical. Right.
Right. Absolutely. So I think of it as, sponsors open the doors, but the coaches help you walk through them with confidence.
Oh, I like that.
Right. So they're really all about skill development.
Okay.
How do you bridge the gap from where you are now to where you want to be?
So if the sponsor's the one who, like, gets you that dream interview.
Yes.
The coach is the one who's, like, prepping you to crush it.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
I like that. Okay. Now, this next one is probably the most, like, familiar to people when they think of mentorship. It's the traditional mentor.
Right.
This is where we get that image of, like, the wise owl.
Yes.
Sharing their wisdom over a cup of coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They've been there. They've done that. They have
Yeah.
a wealth of experience to share. But the thing about it is it's not necessarily that they're going to give you the answers.
Right.
But they're going to share anecdotes. They're going to ask you thought-provoking questions. They're going to, help guide you to kind of discover your own solutions.
It's like they're the GPS, but instead of just telling you the directions, they're teaching you, like, how to read the map yourself.
Exactly. I love that.
Okay. So then the last one on this list, accountability buddies.
Yeah.
And I feel like this sounds like the ultimate support system.
It really is, right?
Mm.
It's like, imagine like a group of peers, like your own little cheer squad
Yeah.
who are going through very similar challenges.
Yeah. Yes.
You can celebrate the wins together. You can troubleshoot the roadblocks. You can kind of help keep each other, motivated when things get tough.
Yeah, because let's face it, navigating your career can feel like running a marathon some days.
Absolutely.
And you need that support system. You can't do it alone. So we got these 4 types of mentors, each one kind of bringing something different to the table.
Right.
But how do we actually, like, find these people? Where do we even start looking?
That's where things get interesting, right? Because it's not like your mentor's just going to, fall out of the sky. Got to be proactive about it.
So put on your, like, explorer hat, get ready for a mentorship treasure hunt.
Exactly.
Heck yeah.
Exactly. And, let's start with sponsors. You might already know some sponsors and not even realize it, right? Think about the people who are always championing your work, the people who you can tell are really invested in your growth. Maybe it's a former boss or colleague, or maybe it's even someone that you've met at a conference that's been, like, surprisingly responsive to your emails.
Okay, so it's like those those hidden gems that are already in our network, we might just not be seeing them.
Absolutely. But, you can't expect them to, read your mind. You got to demonstrate your value. You got to show initiative. You got to make it clear that you're looking for more than just a pat on the back.
Okay, so how do we do that? Do we just walk up to them and say, "Will you be my sponsor?"
Right. Hey, will you sponsor me?
Yeah.
Not quite. Sponsorship is a big deal.
Right.
It's about trust. It's about mutual benefit. So I would say, start by nurturing that relationship. Seek their advice on specific projects. Share your career aspirations. Make it very clear, how much you value their insights.
So it's about building a genuine connection. It's not transactional. It's not just give and take. I'm just using you for your power, which, let's be real. I mean, there's probably an element of that with sponsors, but it's got to be more than that, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now finding a coach, I think, is a little bit different, right? Because you're almost, it's almost like you're shopping for a personal trainer for your career.
Oh, yeah.
You need someone who specializes in those areas where you really want to improve.
So I shouldn't go to somebody who specializes in financial planning if what I really want to do is level up my public speaking skills.
Exactly. So get really clear on your goals first, and then do your research. Look for coaches who have, demonstrated experience in that area. Read testimonials. And don't be afraid to ask for a free consultation.
Yeah.
Make sure that your styles really mesh.
It's like a test drive for your career.
Yes.
I like it. Okay, so what about these traditional mentors? These are the wise owls with all the experience.
Right.
That can almost feel a little intimidating to just approach someone.
Right.
If they've got that much experience under their belt.
Yeah, it definitely can. But here's the thing. I find that most successful people, they love to share their knowledge.
Yeah.
That's how they give back.
Makes sense.
Right. So the key here is just to be respectful of their time and to approach them with a very specific ask.
Okay. So not just hey, will you be my mentor?
Right, exactly.
But hey, I was really impressed by, your work in this specific area. Would you be open to, a quick chat sometime? I'd love to just pick your brain a little bit.
Perfect. And come prepared with a couple of thoughtful questions.
Yeah.
Don't expect them to necessarily hand you a roadmap to success, but, be ready to discuss your challenges and show them that you're eager to learn.
It's about, again, you're not looking for a shortcut here. You're serious about putting in the work, but you also want to learn from those who have come before you. Yeah. Okay, so accountability buddies, this one I feel is a little bit more, I don't want to say straightforward, but we're talking more about our peers, right? Maybe classmates, colleagues, people like that.
Exactly. And the best part is you probably already have some accountability buddies, in your circle. Think about the friends, the colleagues, the people who just seem to get your career struggles and who offer encouragement, who celebrate your wins. Those are your people.
Yeah, it's that little cheering section, but they're also in the race with you,
Right. But here's a key point, right? It's not enough to just find these people.
Right.
You have to nurture those relationships.
Thanks.
Because mentorship in any form is a two-way street.
Real quick, before we continue the episode, I have something special to share with you. Hey, are you struggling to fill up your portfolio? Don't worry, I got your back. I'm gifting you the Portfolio Builder Workbook. It's your excuse-free guide to creating exciting projects you'll love. No matter your field or your creative confidence, these prompts are designed for all professionals to get outside of their comfort zones and start putting things in their portfolios and projects out into the world that will help them get ahead in whatever field that they desire to enter. If this sounds like something that you need and you want to start building your portfolio today to showcase what you can do to the world, then I want you to click on the link in my show notes. It's going to be labeled the Portfolio Builder Workbook. Click on that link, download this portfolio building guide, and do the prompts that are in the guide to start building your profile today and making your mark in the industry that you want to move into. I'm excited for you. Good luck. Now, let's get back to the episode.
So how do we do that? How do we take it from that initial coffee chat to really build that connection with someone?
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Follow up with a thank you note. Share relevant articles or resources.
Yeah.
Check in periodically.
So good old-fashioned manners.
Yes.
Being a decent human being.
Right. And not just making it all about you.
Uh-huh.
Ask about their experiences. Ask about their challenges.
Okay.
Show genuine interest
Oh, yeah, of course.
in their journeys as well.
Yeah.
Because mentorship, like any relationship, it has to be reciprocal.
Yeah.
It's about mutual growth.
Yeah.
It's about mutual support.
It's about recognizing we all have something to offer no matter where we are
Exactly.
in our career journey. Okay, now, before we move on, I do want to touch on something you said earlier, which is just the challenges of mentorship. Because let's be real, not all relationships are smooth sailing.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And even with the best of intentions, things can go wrong. I think one of the biggest pitfalls is just mismatched expectations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So it's so crucial to really have open and honest conversations early on
Okay.
about what each person wants to get out of this relationship.
Be very clear about your goals,
Exactly.
what you have time for.
Yeah. Be clear about your goals, about your availability, about your communication style.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to kind of address any concerns or misunderstandings as they come up.
Yeah. Have those sometimes uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
Because it's better to get it out in the open than to let it fester.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, a mentorship relationship that's not working for both people isn't really serving anyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And sometimes a mentorship relationship will kind of naturally run its course, right? Careers evolve, priorities shift, and that's okay.
Yeah.
The important thing is to be able to recognize when it's time to kind of move on gracefully.
Yeah.
And to be open to new connections.
It's like any relationship. Sometimes you grow together and sometimes you grow apart.
That's right.
But hopefully you both walked away having, learned and gained something from the experience. For sure. Now, I'm curious, from your own experience, what's one of the most rewarding things about being a mentor? What's kept you coming back to it?
That's a great question. And it actually, this whole conversation has kind of got me thinking, what about being a mentor myself? Even if I don't feel like I'm, at the expert level yet.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the biggest myths about mentorship is that you need to have it all figured out to be helpful.
Right.
And that's just simply not true.
Yeah. So it's not about having all the answers. It's just about being maybe a couple steps ahead on the path and being willing to share what you've learned.
Exactly. And even if you're just starting out, right, your insights and your experiences could be incredibly valuable to someone else.
Yeah.
Plus, you'd be surprised how much you learn from being a mentor. It forces you to articulate your own experiences, to kind of reflect on your journey.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And I think it makes you a better mentee, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's like that saying, the best way to learn something is to teach it.
100%.
Yeah. So it's not just about giving back, which is huge in itself, but it's also it's part of your own growth journey as well.
Absolutely.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I do want to kind of circle back to something we touched on a little bit earlier. This article focuses on professional mentorship careers.
Right.
But I feel like these same principles could really be applied to any area of our lives, right?
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. We all have areas in our lives where, we could use a little guidance, a little support, a little maybe just someone to hold us accountable, right?
Yeah.
So whether it's, parenting or creative pursuits, personal growth, even just navigating, a major life change.
Oh, yeah.
Having a mentor in your corner can make all the difference.
Yeah, it's about building that support system for literally every aspect of your life.
100%. 100%.
I love it. Okay. So it's not just about, climbing the corporate ladder. It's about being the best version of ourselves.
Yes.
In all areas.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And, sometimes I think the most powerful mentorships are the ones we don't even realize are happening.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could even be someone you admire from afar, a thought leader, an author, whatever, but someone whose work really inspires you.
Yeah. It's about recognizing the mentors we already have in our lives, even if they don't have that official title.
Yes.
and just appreciating the impact that they've had on us.
Absolutely. I always say mentorship is not like a formal designation. It's really a mindset. It's a willingness to learn, a willingness to share, a willingness to support each other's growth.
I love that. Wow, we've covered so much ground today. This deep dive really opened my eyes to the power of mentorship, not just for, like I said, not just for your career, but really for your personal growth, for your fulfillment as a human. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, mentorship is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
So be open to unexpected connections, embrace the learning process, and don't be afraid to ask for guidance when you need it. You might just be surprised who steps up to support you.
So, listener, as you go about your week, think about those people who inspire you, who challenge you, who believe in your potential. Are you nurturing those relationships? And then, even more importantly, how can you be that source of support for somebody else? Remember, mentorship, it's a two-way street. The more you give, the more you get back. Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive.
That was another great episode with my co-host. I'm so excited you took the time to invest in yourself today and dive into this topic. But before I let you go, let me share this real quick with you. Looking for a quick way to make a career move without any special skills? Check out my Bridge Jobs Guide, featuring 30-plus bridge jobs that are easy to get into and perfect for building your experience. Whether you're in between jobs, looking for flexible work, or simply exploring new opportunities, these roles are simple to start and can help open doors to something bigger. No need for degrees or complicated qualifications. Just bring your determination and get started today. Click the link in the show notes to check out my Bridge Jobs Guide and discover the opportunities waiting for you.